Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Sperling Gymnasium. We're here for some more USN Tigers varsity volleyball action. The Tigers, last Thursday, beat FRA in the fifth set. Today they're taking on the 9-1 Battleground Academy Wildcats. My name is Reed Murray here on the USN Sports Network with Ava Kaysen alongside me for color commentary. Ava, what do you think USN needs to do today in order to keep up their momentum that they created last game?
I think a key part of their game is going to be team spirit. I talked to a lot of the players last week after the game, and they said that the crowd made a difference.
Yeah, I remember I had an interview with Leah Payne after last game. She said that the crowd was a huge factor, and it gave her and the rest of her teammates a lot of confidence, especially late in the game. Ansley McMillan, student body vice president, or student council vice president, also had similar things to say about the crowd. She was super excited that so many students had decided to come out, and it looks like we have a pretty good student section today too for this exciting clash of two strong volleyball teams. Starting lineup today for USN, we have Anissa Clark, Ella McQuain, Charlotte Sigmund, then in the back line, Julia Spessard, Leah Payne, and Kendall Burgess. Josie Arnoff is the libero to be subbed in.
Hey, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, you can.
And we're set to start here. BGA to serve to open up this game. Nothing in the first set, and we're ready for the serve from Libby McConnell, the senior.
Nice score.
Still awaiting the serve here. And we know it's hard to see. The server is out of the camera's frame, but here comes the serve. Leah Payne over to Kendall Burgess. Burgess sets it up for Clark. Clark, oh, she just missed it. It went out of bounds. 1-0 BGA. Here, you get it.
Oh.
Here comes the next serve. Burgess over to Sigmund, and it's bobbled USN.
Off to a strong start.
Strong start here for USN. They gave up a point early, but now they get one back, and Josie Arnoff now to serve. Arnoff sends it over the net. The crowd doing their ace chant. That one tipped over cleverly by BGA. McQuain now for the spike, hits the net. They get another chance at it, and they get it over the net. Oh, but well done by that front line of BGA to get another point there. Two-1 BGA now, and they're set to serve. Substitution made. Here comes the next serve. Arnoff gets her arms on it. Kendall Burgess to set up Julia Spencer. She gets blocked. Josie trying to save the point, but she was unsuccessful. 3-1 now the score. Next serve from BGA comes in. Arnoff there to receive it. Over to Burgess. Burgess now setting up McQuain.
Nice setup. Strong point by Ella McQuain.
Terrific by number 30, Ella McQuain there. She had two BGA opposing players going up for the block. She got it over the net regardless. It's now 3-2. Charlotte Sigmund to serve. Gets over the net. Libero gets her arms on it. Oh, it's a terrific block by Ella McQuain. But the point will go to BGA.
It is now a tie game.
BGA get the point there as
Oh, wait, what? Oops,
it was blocked by McQuain, but it did go out of bounds. Still a good block though, and now Jessica Mullenbach comes into the game for Charlotte Sigmund. Net hits the net.
Nice
Especially
save
had
by
the dog, but
Burgess.
it's saved well. Point given to BGA once again, and they will serve once again. Burgess now having to backtrack to get that one, but she pushes it over the net. Oh, no, McQuain with the block. That's fantastic. Goes it in the back line. Kendall to set once again. Spencer tried to tip it over. Well defended by BGA once again. USN so far, they're losing this game by 4 early, but the crowd's still getting into it, still showing their team spirit. Jessica Mullenbach now to Kendall Burgess. Leah tried to sneak that one over the net, didn't quite work out.
Still time for a comeback.
Still plenty of time. We're early in the first set and early in the game as a whole. Crowd getting into it, clapping, making their voices and their hands heard. Julia Spessard over the net now. BGA to return. 2 players go up for a spike. Kendall Burgess is there. Mullenbach plays it high. Can Spessard get it over the net? She does. BGA now to return, and it just goes over the dip shoulder of Kendall Burgess. So it's now 8-2 BGA. BGA's libero now to serve once again. Arnoff is there. Burgess now to fellow senior McQueen. That one just barely out of bounds. Looked like it could have just snuck over, but it was just ever so slightly over that Columbia blue line. 9-2 now. That serve hits the net. Not what BGA was looking for there, and it's 9-3. Ellen McQueen to come out now for Josie Whelan. Whelan now to serve. Gets over the net. And that one's blocked by Kendall Burgess. That's terrific. Point given to USN.
It looks like 16 touched the net there and got called out by the ref.
That's terrific by USN setter Kendall Burgess. She's a senior. She's been a leader for years. She's showing why. She has that role. Terrific job up front.
She might be short, but she has hot. That
one given to BGA.
BGA. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna let you do that.
10-4 the score now. Here comes the serve, and that one hits the net again. That's BGA's second serve to hit the net so far.
It looks like BGA is really running the risk of missing their serves when they do the jump.
Early in the first set last game, Julia Spessard had several aces. That time she doesn't get it, as she also misses, and it goes out of bounds for a BGA point. So 2 non-ideal serves in a row here, and BGA back out on front. BGA's serve now just barely gets over the net. Payne's there though. Oh, cleverly done by Burgess. Payne back over the net with a push.
Nice save by Josie.
That's what she does. Best pass on the team. That's why she's the libero. Terrific job. That one hits the net.
BGA sure is having a lot of net issues today.
The USN crowd erupts. They love to see that one. USN now back within 5. Mullenbach coming out of the game. Charlotte Sigmund is back in. Leah Payne now to serve. Kendall Burgess. Looks like a BGA player. Oh. Point given to BGA there. Did you catch what the call was on that one?
So it looks like number 16 has been trying to fake out our players by jumping to take the spike. But each time it's gone to the next player, number 7, I believe.
Well done there. It got blocked, but it went over regardless. Terrific spike from Sigmund. USN now with the serve again. Kendall Burgess, the setter, moves into the back line, and now she's ready to serve. Well done there by Burgess. BJ, get it over. Blocked on McQueen. Yet again, though, she gets the block, but she doesn't keep it inbound, so BGA get the point.
Did 19 sub out for 16?
On USN or BGA?
Needs a clock there with the pass. Burgess sets up McQueen. McQueen puts it in play. That point given to BGA. USN with a couple unlucky bounces lately. Let's see if that'll come back to hurt him in the long run. That one though from BGA. That's not what they wanted. BGA so far.
I feel like a key piece of the game is going to be getting it over the net.
Yeah, good serves are going to be crucial in this one, especially when the more talented team, it seems BGA seems to miss a lot of these. That one mishandled. And another point for USN. Another bounce goes their way. And it's 14-9. Josie Aronoff to serve once again. BGA just get it over. Kendall Burgess is there to save it. Doesn't quite work out. BGA, they get that point. 15-9 now. Aronoff is there. Kendall Burgess having to track way out of bounds to get that one, but she keeps it in. McCain. It hits the net but goes over. That's all you need. Payne is there. Over to Burgess. Oh, clever little set over the net. That one stays in bounds though. They just catch USN's defense out of position. And BGA add to their tally once again. It's 16-9 now. Here comes the serve.
There to save it.
A bobble there looked like Burgess could save that one. Unfortunately, didn't quite work out. Another unlucky bounce. USN, though, if they can start having the bounces go their way, they're looking strong. Just getting a little bit of bad luck so far. Matching up well, though, against a strong BGA Wildcat team. That serve goes all the way out. Aronoff wisely lets that one go. USN now is in double digits. USN student section chanting rattled now as Charlotte Sigmund goes up for her serve. BGA, they get it over. Davis shanks off her arm. 18-10 now the score. Substitution here, Jessica Mullenbach comes in for Charlotte Sigmund. Julia Spessard will go out for the senior Ansley McMillan, it appears. Substitution approved. McMillan is now in, and she'll move to left back. Getting instructions from Josie Aronoff there. Here comes the serve. Aronoff gets an arm on it. Leah Payne with the spike, and it looked to just be inbound, and it is given to USN. Crowd loving that one. USN increased their tally to 11. Here comes Josie Whalen now for Ella McQuain. Well done by the senior Leah Payne to spike that ball with velocity and accuracy to keep it in play and get that point. BJ now on the return, hits the net, goes over. Mullenbach to Burgess. Burgess now to McMillan. McMillan gets blocked. She keeps it alive though. Aronoff over the net. Still making it difficult for the Wildcats. Another serve, or another spike. Burgess keeps it alive. Aronoff over the net once again. She's there to save the day. Point given to USN. They caught BGA. USN student section now. If you can't hear the chanting, you can't do that. To celebrate that point that was given to them. Josie Whalen out to serve. She gets it over. There's been some terrific spikes from number 14 so far. She can't quite seem to get a kill yet. That time McMillan hits it out of bounds though. BGA scoring once again. Another BGA serve. Burgess to Payne. Payne to spike! And just listen to that crowd. They are loving it from Leah Payne. Spike got a hand on it. Not quite enough though. And it lands in BGA's backcourt. 19-13 now as McMillan serves. Then spike from BGA. kept alive, but they took too many touches. BGA with the point. Early on, BGA took the lead, but now it seems to be a pretty back and forth game. It's looking like BGA might take this set, but I think moving forward, we're going to see a much more even match in terms of points.
I feel like going forward in the next sets, they'll have more time to like calm down and settle into the game. Definitely like room for a comeback though.
Absolutely. USN matching up well against a strong opponent. Service kept in balance by Jessica Mullenbach. Josie now to get it over the net. She does. Here comes the spike, blocked by Payne. Couldn't get it over the net though. BGA scored their 21st point of the set. Burgess now. Payne with a bullet spike. They all meet in the middle of the court to celebrate that one, and that was celebration worthy. Fantastic spike there. Put USN back within 7. Charlotte Sigmund back on the court, taking Jessica Mullenbach's place. Payne's serve is in. Mishandled by BGA. They tried to get it over regardless, and that one is out of bounds. USN score again. Leah Payne to serve again. Well done once again. That one just pushed over the net. Another spike. That one hits the net.
USN is on a streak.
USN starting to tally up his points, and BGA struggling with hitting the net. They're going to need to work on their serves and their spikes in order to score some more against USN. Not sure quite what's going on here as the BGA player is talking to the official. Looks like they were trying to clarify a rule. BGA's head coach not happy about this one at all. Referee holding her ground though.
A lot of confusion from the stands.
Leah Payne now. Another serve. Well done to push that one over the net. Oh no, sets up beneath the top. It's blocked. They keep it alive. Gets it over the net. Point given to BGA. 4 touches were taken in order to put that one over the net. Unfortunately, so BGA scored despite the terrific effort from the Tigers. Arnoff over to Burgess. Arnoff getting that one over the net. Put some spin on it. That one must have been hard to handle.
Impressive serve by BGA.
Impressive spike there indeed. Josie tried to get there for that one, just miscalculated. The USN still have a chance here. Here comes the serve. That one hits the net. Leah Payne keeps it alive though. Burgess gets it over. Referee doesn't give it. USN fans not happy about that one, but that is the ruling. 24-16 now, BGA can win it right here. USN getting a serious streak of points. They're not going to get it as that serve. Josie Whelan tried to let it go out of bounds and just barely stayed in bounds. 25-16 to close out this first set. BGA take the first one. And we're set to start the second set here today. Kendall Burgess about to serve. Interestingly, we wait for the crowd. Interestingly, both teams in their last game won the fifth set 15-9. Do you see this one going to a fifth set today?
To be honest, Reed, I don't know. It's a bit early for that. We'll see how the second set goes. Anything's possible right now.
It's absolutely true. USN didn't quite look it on the scoreboard, but in that first set, they definitely were a tough match for BGA.
Yeah. They're a tough team, but I don't know. BGA has really been dominating the game.
Yeah, BGA, tough team for everyone to face. They're 9-1 on the season. Most recent result was a 3-2 win against Page on Monday. They've won 4 out of the last 5. Only loss was a 2-0 loss to Nolensville last Saturday during a tournament.
Pretty impressive.
And Kaiser Hampton to serve for BGA. Leah Payne diving and gets that one over the net. Well done. BGA now to spike in that one. Such speed on that ball that Burgess barely even saw it coming. And it's 2-0 BGA now. Crowd getting loud here for Hampton's next serve. Leah diving for that one again. McMillan now to get it over the net. And that one just out of bounds. She's had trouble keeping it inbounds so far. But I'm sure she'll figure it out soon enough. Another serve from Hampton, played by Leah Payne again. Burgess now over to Josie. Arnoff gets it over the net. BGA, that time Kendall gets to it. Payne now. That one's blocked. That's Charlotte Sigmund.
Nice celebration.
Looked like Charlotte Sigmund and Ansley McMillan teamed up for a block there. Now Tate Barberi going to come in for Josie Arnoff. Tate Barberi, I saw her warming up in this gym at 2:50. That's over an hour before this game started. You can tell how dedicated she is, and how eager she is to get onto the court. And we'll see what she does with a chance here. That one goes over her head. USN tried to get over the net though. McMillan, diving effort, can't quite get to it though. 4-1 now is the score. That one hits the net again. It is astonishing all the trouble BGA is having so far this game with getting the ball over the net.
Yeah, I'm very surprised I haven't heard any over the net cheers today.
You would think the student section is going to come up with something eventually for that.
Yeah.
That one, terrific serve. BGA can't return it.
This is such a peculiar game to me because these teams are just so competitive and there's just like a lot of careless points going around.
Exactly. You wouldn't expect that, especially from a team like BGA to have so much trouble serving. That one just out of bounds. Waiting on the ruling of the referee. She says it's out. 5-3 is the score now. USN though, good little run of serves there to get back into this game and keep it close. Here comes the serve. Burgess gets it over to Josie Arnoff. That one just barely kept in play by Abby Robertson. Arnoff to McQuain. McQuain with the spike.
Nice setup for Ella.
Kept in by Robertson of BGA. Here comes another spike. Burgess is there to field it. Burgess now to send it over the net. Oh, well done. Do a little bit of a change up on that one. Oh, Mullerbach, diving effort, tries to keep that one in play, and it's shanked off her arm for a 6th BGA point.
Looks like the student section is revving up.
The student section is not making it easy for BGA in this game. Little curveball there from Ella McQuain. She gets another touchdown. It sends it back to Mullenbach. That one blocked. And point given to BGA.
Good effort by Ella McQuain to keep it in.
That was definitely two blocks there from BGA. Difficult stretch for USN there. Burgess now to Payne. Sneaks that one over the net. And she gets another block. Point will not be given to USN though. They say she went over the net with it. Looked like she did, so another
interesting call.
Another unfortunate decision for USN there. And BGA extend the lead to 5 points. serve from BGA here. Mullenbach.
USN's record is this year? USN's record?
And that one misplayed by Abby Robertson. USN get the point there.
4-1. Is the record 4-1? Season record.
That one's served by Josie Whalen. Block on that one. The BGA will still score. Nine to 4 is the score now. BGA serve. Oh, just went over the net. Burgess battling there. Oh, and there was space there behind Josie Onoff. And it was put perfectly into that space by BGA. And they extend their lead. And they get their point tally into double digits. Bella Rye to serve again for BGA. Whalen gets that one over the net. Leah tried to block it. And it's unbelievably put back over the net and kept in play by Josie Arnold.
And is there again?
Leah once again, and Kemmer gets it over. Two crazy plays by USN to keep this volley alive. Burgess backtracking, she gets it over the net.
What?
Point given to BGA. Crowd not happy about that one.
That was some serious play.
What was the ruling there, Remy?
If Burgess hadn't have fallen into the net, then we would have been able to keep that volley up for a while. You know that there is no rule against using your foot to keep the ball up and in the volley.
Hey, now with the spike blocked. Now Leah tries to block. Point given to USN. Ball was put out of bounds by BGA. And USN will score because of it. They send the ball back to Josie Arnoff, who will serve now. Arnoff made the majority of the serves in their second most recent game on the road at Grace Christian. We're just now setting up Josie Whalen from the back. She gets it all the way over the net. Here comes the spike from BGA, blocked by Payne, kept alive by Burgess, but not kept alive for long enough. And BGA get a 12th point. Julianne Santiago on that serve for BGA. Leah Payne with the
Nice
spike.
strike by Leah Payne.
Kept alive, but not for long enough. USN score once again. Back within 6 points here. And Leah Payne to serve. They're going to need a good stretch of points here to get themselves back into this one and keep themselves competitive. Jessica Mullenbach coming out of the game now for USN. Payne serve. And it's returned by BGA. Definitely put over the net with a soft touch. Ansley McMillan now with the serve. Block. That's a terrific block by Baisden of BGA.
We're a little way over halfway through the set. There is still like a little bit of room to come back, but I don't know, that time is tightening.
Oh, they found the space perfectly. There was a little bit of space in that back corner of USN's part of the court, and BGA exploited that to score 14th.
They're smart teams.
They are definitely a smart team who can hit the ball with accuracy. Ansley McMillan now with a spike, kept alive by BGA. Leah Payne tried to get her arm to that one. Unsuccessful, 15-6 the score now. That serve hits the net once again. BGA having trouble. Jillian Baisden was the server there. And BGA is just about in double digits for their number of serves hitting the net so far today. 15-7 now, and the setter Kendall Burgess will become the server for this. McMillan keeps that one alive. Arnoff playing it back to Burgess. Burgess over the net. BGA now delivering a spike. McQueen gets it over the net. Well done by her to limit that BGA attack. Charlotte Sigmund with another block. She led the team in blocks against Grace Christian with 3. And she's got another tonight. I believe that's her second of today's game. Burgess will have the serve. Cam called for an ace and they got it. 15-9.
These minuscule mistakes on behalf of BGA could be the opening USN needs. Nice serve by Burgess.
Well done by her. Burgess sets up Arnoff, who will set up McMillan. Senior to senior to senior there. That one put back over the net by Charlotte Sigmund, played into the back line to Leah Payne. Burgess setting up another senior, Ellen McQueen. She just mistouched that one. Unlucky touch there. And now BGA will lead this game by 7. Kaiser Hampton now on the serve. Hampton playing it back. And a terrific block by Charlotte Sigmund.
That was amazing.
She now has tied the number of blocks she had against Grace Christian when she led the team. She's got 3 on the night. McMillan now to serve. Oh, that one hit the hand of Ellen McQueen as she and Charlotte Sigmund went up for it. But they were not able to keep it out of their side of the net. BGA back to a 7-point lead. Here comes the serve from Abby Robertson. BGA now trying to get it back over the net. They do. Kendall Burgess over to Arnoff. McQueen now for the serve, or the spike.
A little out of bounds.
Just goes out of bounds. A little too much power on that one for the senior. And it's 18-10 now. Kate Barberi now. Oh, brilliant! It hit the hand of a BGA player and landed right on the line. USN score again.
Because the BGA player touched the ball, even though it went out, USN gets the point. Here goes the next play.
And that's a terrific job by the freshman who's been eager to get out on the court. She's got a lot of talent and she's showing it today. Leah Payne delivering the Payne with that spike, 18-12.
You can tell USN's hungry for it tonight.
USN fans definitely showing up, making sure it's loud in Sperling Gymnasium. Charlotte Sigmund's serve now hits the net and gets over. Another ace for USN. Sigmund again. That one out of bounds though, unfortunately. 19-13 is now the score. Here comes the libero, Izzy Northman on the serve for BGA. Burgess keeping that one alive, and she touched the net. No, she did not. Point given USN. Remy, what's the call there? What's the call on that one?
Oh, the call there is that the BGA player touched the net before Kendall did and fell back into it. So that means we get the point.
Terrific rules analysis there. And it's now 19-14. Josie Whalen, the sophomore, lofts that one over the net. Returned by BGA, and what a blistering spike that one was.
They have a killer spike.
That was absolutely brutal, that spike. Difficult to defend. That was just like Olivia DeRocher last week on FRA, if you watched that game. Point after point, she was just getting these terrific spikes, and now Madison Starks to check into the game for Josie Whalen. Four seniors on the court right now for USN. Leah Payne now, definitely puts that one over the net, but BJ keep it alive. The USN fighting to keep it alive, and it hits the net. Stays on USN side. So BGA now in the 20s.
There was a delayed reaction right there, Reed, but USN is slowly catching on to BGA drawing them away from the net so that they can tip it over.
BGA now, they get it over the net. Look at it, might have gone out of bounds, and Madison Starks is there to keep it in. Leah Payne with us another spike. She's been good on those tonight so far. Payne, a player who can play anywhere on the court, it seems. That time she failed to get it over the net though. So it was a good block from BGA's front line. BGA is starting to run away with this second set as well. It's 22-14 now. Here comes the serve from Bellarai. Tate Barberi now gets that one over. Once again, BGA tried to block that one, but they failed. Jillian Bazin tried to get an arm on it. It tipped off her hand, went out of bounds. 22-15 now. Tate Barberi so far doing her job and doing it well. Josie Arnoff on the serve now.
She's like 5'1", I think.
Leah Payne going for the block. She gets it. She had a lot of terrific blocks to finish that game against FRA. She still has it in her.
Yeah.
Here comes another spike. Popped the lob by Madison Starks. Kendall Burgess trying to play it to Jessica Mullenbach. From way back, she gets it over. Oh, no, that one hits the net. They fail to get it over the net. 22-16. Josie Arnoff on another serve. Diving play, but it's a good dig from BGA. Burgess now to Payne. Payne pushes that one over. Here comes another spike. Jessica Mullenbach goes to get that one. Couldn't quite get to it in time.
I've noticed BGA likes to play like a high ball game. Very different from last week.
Definitely a different look from BGA than we saw from last week's opponent, the FRA Panthers. Mac Huntington, that is number 14, has been terrific on the spike so far for BGA, accounting for several points in this set. That one just miscalculated from Ainsley McMillan. And it's now 24-16. BGA can win this set right here, and they can win it by the same score. Last set did finish 25-16. Let's see if they can do it. Here comes the serve. Mistouch.
There.
They save it though. Josie with a terrific ball there, with her back turned to it. Handle now setting up Leah Payne. Great spike kept alive there by a dig from BGA. They pushed it over the net again. Good volley we have here. Leah again. Kept alive by the Wildcats. And that spike was failed. Leah was there to block it. Point given to USN. So they at least have more points now than they did last set. We'll see how much of a run they can make here with Leah Payne serving.
She's got a good arm on her.
She does, and she's been accurate tonight so far. Pretty much every ball she's hit has gone over and it's gone to a good place. We'll see what she can do here on the serve. They had to dig for that one. It goes over and out of bounds. Looks like they're starting to build a run here, 24-18. They still need a lot, though, to get back into this set. Julianne Santiago there. Last two serves, or the last two balls, she had to go dig them out. She's done a good job of it, though. That one kept alive by Payne.
Nice setup by Burgess.
Keep it over.
And
Diving for it there with Kiana Luciani. She couldn't get it though. 24-19. The USN crowd really backing their team for a big comeback here. Let's see if they can pull it off, or if they can get one step closer to pulling it off. And the serve from Payne. Payne keeps that one alive with an outstretched arm. Burgess keeping it in play. Can Sigmund get it over the net? She can. USN there. McMillan over the net. Oh, and she just missed it. BGA takes set 2. 25-19 is the score of that one. And USN have a serious hole to dig themselves out of. One positive, though, from this set and the first set, a lot of times, Kendall Burgess especially, but the entire team having to go and reach wayward airborne balls, then they get to them. A lot of times the ball looks like USN, it looks like it's an impossible task for them to keep in play, and they've done it well. That's something they're going to need in order to defend against a BGA team this strong. But so far, they're doing a good job of it.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is somebody's always there, like Reed was saying. Like, they hit a ball over the net, BGA does, and it looks like it's about to go out of bounds, or like it's just on a random spot in the court, and somebody's always there to catch it, and I think that's really impressive.
So we go into this third set. USN 2-0 down. It's going to take a lot for them to win the set or to potentially win the game. But you know this team is not one to give up. They're one to keep on fighting. You saw it last week. They moved into the fourth set with a lead. FRA came back. Huge stretch of terrific plays by Olivia DeRocher of FRA. They didn't back down though. They went into the fifth set facing lots of adversity. They're not a team that gives up. We'll see what kind of fight they have in them tonight. Getting ready to start the third set here on the court for USN. Looks like we have Ella McQueen, Charlotte Sigmund, and Tate Barbieri in the front, and then we move to the back with Kendall Burgess, Leah Payne, and Julia Spessard. Looks like Spessard is going to be subbed out for Josie Arnoff, the libero, who will move into the back line. Abby Robertson is getting ready to serve for BGA here as they will open the serving in this third set. On the court for BGA, we have Jillian Baisden, Liza Hampton. Here comes the serve. We'll get to the rest of that lineup later. Kendall Burgess now over to Leah Payne. Leah with another spike. That one hits the net though. First point of the set goes to BGA. That's really the first inaccurate spike we've seen from Payne so far. She's been delivering balls with lots of accuracy tonight. That one hits the net, but it gets over. Good spike there from Charlotte Sigmund, and it goes out of play. Tie game here, 1-1. Yonoff with the serve, just goes over the net with lots of speed. Blocked there by Sigmund, McQuain, and then Sigmund again. It was a double touch there. That's the ruling from the referee. 2-1 now in BGA's favor. A couple subs being made here for BGA. Looks like Matt Huntington is going to come in for Julianne Santiago. Izzy Northman on the court alongside Abby Robertson. And on the serve there is Bella Rye. Here comes the spike from Huntington. Blocked, but once again, that's been an issue for USN today. They're getting good blocks, but they're not quite getting them over the net. They end up typically getting blocks and then having them land right in front of their feet. Interesting to see what they're going to try to do to curb that. They're just setting up Sigmund, cleverly put over the net, mishandled by BGA. 3-2.
It feels like I'm watching the same plays over and over. Like they'll hit it like at the net, and then they'll block it, and then it'll fall to the feet, or they'll do like the fake spike setup, you know. And I feel like USN needs to I don't know, learn how to respond to that.
Has been a little bit of a repetitive game there. Charlotte Sigmund gets on that serve. Here comes another spike.
Ellie gets it over.
Ellie this time she does get that block over.
And USN gets that point.
She might have been able to hear us on the court because she just did exactly what we were asking for. We now have a tie game. USN with a chance to take the lead here with Charlotte Sigmund's serve. Comes a spike, well played by Josie Yonoff. McQuain with a spike now of her own, kept alive by the Wildcats. Played over by the libero, out of bounds though.
And USN takes the lead.
Inaccurate ball there by Izzy Northman of Battleground Academy. USN with a lead. They haven't had a lot of those tonight, but they have one now early in this set. 4-3 to the Tigers. Mishandled and misjudged by BGA. They keep it alive there. That one now, that spike was misjudged. It hits the net. So far, Matt Huntington has been pretty good on those spikes, but that time it wasn't quite accurate.
BGA is looking a little rattled.
They definitely have not faced this kind of... Oh, Charlotte Sigmund hits the net there. Just a bit unlucky. The USN really starting to pour it on BGA, showing them that they're not ready to give up yet. BGA hasn't really faced that much adversity tonight, so if USN can keep on pouring on the points, it'll be interesting to see how a Wildcat team that usually wins and usually doesn't face a lot of adversity will respond. Serve here from Northman. McQuain now.
Nice setup for her.
Good work there by McQuain. Huntington over the net. Payne over the net again. Nearly got a kill there. Huntington with her fist plays that one over the net. Mullenbach. The Burgess, Payne, her tip was blocked. She went up for a tip there. It did get blocked by BGA, and we're now level once again. Here comes Izzy Northman, the libero with the serve. Mullenbach diving for that one. She gets the dig. McQuain now over the net. Kept alive by Robertson to BGA. It's pushed over the net. Burgess to Arnoff. Arnoff with the spike. From far away, she gets the point. That's terrific from Josie Arnoff. From a few steps behind that 10-foot line, she's able to make an impact and get her team back out in front. McQuain coming out of the game now. Josie Whalen comes in. And so does Julia Spessard, taking Charlotte Sigmund's place. Whalen now with the serve. That one just inbounds. Great spike there from BGA. Looked like that was Kaiser Hampton on that one from BGA. 6-6 now is the score.
Yeah, this is clearly the most competitive set of them all yet. BGA wants to wrap up the game. USN doesn't want that, obviously.
Kaiser Hampton served there, hit the net, and stayed in bounds, just landed on that Columbia blue line. 7-6 now, BGA back out in front. The scoreboard might not show it as it is 2-0 BGA now in terms of sets, but it has been an exciting night of volleyball. USN holding their own for sure. Let's see if they can get over that hump though.
Yeah, I feel like USN still has a lot of game to play.
You know, last game in the BFRA, they did lose the first set, so USN is no stranger to having to come back in a game. Let's see if they can pull off the ultimate comeback. If they can get a win here, that's a season-changing win. Julia Spesser now with the serve. She had a lot of aces in the first set against FRA, and she gets one right there. 8-7. The Julia Spesser ace is just what this team needed. She hasn't gotten a lot of playing time so far today, but she's making the time she's got now count. Spesser with another serve. Northman. Now spiked by Robertson. Mullenbach there. Get her hands on it. She'll now try to put this one over net. She's successful on that. Just tipped over. Payne with a touch. And Barberi gets a hand on it and gets it over the net. Robertson now with another spike kept alive by Mullenbach. Payne now with a spike blocked.
Burgess is there.
Terrific from Burgess. She has cat-like reflexes right in front of the net. Barberi now.
Barberi at it.
And especially for a freshman, Barberi putting in a performance. 8-8 now though. BGA, when USN have any sort of space available in the back, BGA tend to capitalize on it, and that's what they did there.
BGA has created a real dilemma for USN. Between the blocks, their spikes straight up close to the net, and their spikes all the way to the back of the court. USN has to scramble between each side to decide what they're going to do next.
And you can just feel, when you see a little bit of open space in the corner of the court for USN, you see a spike coming, you can just feel it's going to be a BGA point. They've got to work on getting into those spaces, not giving them any room to work with. But BGA,
it's got to go over the net.
Struggling again on the serves. That was Juliana Santiago who couldn't get that one over. And now Leah Payne, one of the better servers on this team, is set to do just that. Payne on the serve.
Always a good serve from Payne.
That's just what she does. Payne gets to that one. Whalen now over to Arnoff. Arnoff gets it over and keeps it in play. They find the space once again. Leah Payne unable to dig that one out. We're now tied again. You know, this is a really underrated and underappreciated characteristic that Josie Arnoff has. A lot of times, when USN have to scramble for a ball, when they just barely keep it alive on a spike, from far away, she is the one to put it over the net. And she does a great job of it.
Arnoff, she does.
Right there. Gives that one to Kemba Burgess. Barberi now with a spike, just kept alive by BGA. Two players collided on that one. Amazingly done by Charlotte Sigmund. She's got 3 blocks in the night, and now she's got another kill. 10-9. USN, this is the strongest they've looked so far tonight. Consistently getting points and making life difficult for the Wildcats. Burgess on that serve. What a blistering spike that was, but it's kept alive. Can Barberi keep getting over net? She does! That is just unbelievable. Both the spike and the effort to keep it in play. Great offense and defense in this volley here. Arnoff sets up Barberi with a spike. Blocked for USN score! A little bit of role reversal there. It's often been BGA who spike it and USN who get the block but lose the point. That time, great spike from Tate Barberi. Good block from BGA. Not good enough though. It's 11-9 Tigers. Student section getting loud, yelling the word rattled as they feel the Wildcats are pretty rattled here, having to call timeout.
Yeah, this is the game we came to see. They're both very competitive teams, and this is competitive volleyball.
That's what you hope to see from USN Tigers volleyball, especially against an opponent this difficult. You love to see them compete, you love to see them in a lead, and you love to see them rattle a team like BGA. They're doing a good job of it so far. 15 seconds left in this timeout here. Referee blows the whistle. Kendall Burgess is setting up to serve here for USN.
We'll have to see how BGA responds.
It is going to be interesting. This is their first time out of the night. Going to be interesting to see how they come out of this huddle and what kind of different strategy they have. I think for BGA, the biggest thing they can try to do strategically is just spike more often. Anytime, even if USN is able to keep it in play, which they often do well, if you just pour enough of those spikes on, especially spikes from Bella Rye and Mac Huntington, it's difficult to defend.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they fully mastered their response to that.
They see the open space there, but USN, they almost keep it alive. Both Kendall Burgess and Josie Arnoff dove for that one. The BGA get the point. It's 11-10. Burgess now setting up Charlotte Sigmund. She's blocked, but Arnoff gets it over the net. Well done by Josie. Burgess is there. Arnoff setting up Kate Barberi. Barberi again with the spike. Burgess keeping that one on. Well done by Ellen McLean.
She is insane.
Kendall Burgess has been all over the court tonight, laying out, setting her teammates up well. She has been fantastic in this game. Burgess once again. BGA setting up for another spike. Kept alive by Burgess.
Yeah, right.
Barberi with a diving effort. She can't quite get that one over the net, but that was nearly impossible. You can't fault her for that. Tie game though. It's going to be really exciting to see what kind of player Tate Barberi becomes by the time she's a junior or senior. She's so young right now, but she's showing all kinds of potential. Leah Payne, it's just out of bounds. Terrific spike. Just went over the line though to go out. So BGA back in the lead, 12-11 is the score now. USN not ready to give in though. They want to keep playing this game. Ellen McLean, that one just stays in bounds. And she's really excited after that one, doing exactly what BGA has been doing to USN all night. They find the open space in the back, and they deliver the ball right into that open spot. Ellen McLean, she saw it, and she placed that ball perfectly, 12-12. Arnoff's serve is good. Played it in the corner. They tried to run into the USN bench, or the BGA bench. Tigers back in the lead, 13-12. It was misplayed. You saw Izzy Northman trying to get to that one. She wasn't happy with her teammate. She would have had to dive into the bench. That one, another ace from Leah Payne. Crowd absolutely loving it. USN starting to get their foot out in front of this game.
McLean is awfully excited on the court.
Josie Arnoff, two aces in a row. Another block there from Charlotte Sigmund. That's her fourth. McLean with the spike. Terrific job by Charlotte to reach her arm back. It was like an Odell Beckham Jr. check. Burgess dodged for that one though. She can't get to it. 14-13. Is now the score. We have Bella Rye now to serve for BGA, and Juliana Santiago comes out of the game to make way for Mac Huntington. That one sent far across the court. Virginia Spencer, terrific spike. USN to serve again after another point. Another substitution made. Kiana Rufina is coming in for Bella Rye. Charlotte Sigmund's serve is played by Robertson. Going to be spiked by Huntington. It's out of bounds. That one's given to BGA. It looks to be barely inbounds, at least by the ruling.
I don't know about that call, Reed. Looks pretty out of bounds to me.
Not quite sure about it either. Substitution coming in now. Jessica Mullenbach coming in. As Charlotte Sigmund makes way for her. Junior for junior there. That serve just barely gets to the net. It hit the net. Had an interesting serve. It looked like an interesting spin. It looked like a knuckleball there. Huntington now with another spike. Puck alive. Burgess over to Spencer. Spencer has been terrific so far on those spikes. 16-14 the score now.
It looks like BGA was going for a float serve in that last play. It's very interesting because it gives, it's harder to predict where it's going. It floats across the court, hence the name.
Here comes Josie Wheel on the serve. Similar serve there as you were just describing her. I mean, a little bit of a float serve.
Another spike.
Burgess keeping it alive. Over to Arnoff. That one looks to be right on the line, point given USN. That's what Josie Arnoff does so well. Usually a libero doesn't get a whole lot of kills as she's just there to be a passer. But so far she's gotten a lot of balls over the net. And she's been super effective for this team. 17-14 now the score is Whalen is on the serve. Leah, hot-like reflexes just like those of Kendall Burgess, get that one over the net. Point given USN. Ball was ruled out of bounds. 18-14, another timeout for BGA. BGA visibly rattled. The BGA Wildcats on now. Like we said earlier, they haven't faced adversity like this from the USN Tigers so far. This is unique for them. So far, USN doing the job, just trying to stay alive in this one. They're doing it well. Ava, what do you think it's going to take for USN to win this set and truly get back in this game? How do they close this one out?
I think they just continue doing what they've already started during this set. I feel like this pressure that's been applied to them in this, like, what could be final set is really motivating them to stay in the game.
It definitely is a motivating factor when you know your game could be over in the blink of an eye. So USN really fighting for their ability to stay back in this game. Coach Cox having a word with Josie Arnoff here. And we've talked about it before, but you look in the you look on the right side of your screen, lots of students packing this building for this game. Josie Whelan serve now. Great spike, but it's out of bounds. That one had just too much power on it, went a little too far. And BJ failed to get the point. Maybe BJ will get the point. Remy, what's the ruling here?
I'm thinking one of our players must have touched the net. That's the signal that the ref used, but I couldn't see anything.
That is definitely an odd ruling. Terrific effort by Josie Arnoff there. 20-15 is the score now. Arnoff visibly excited after that. She's had a lot of those lately. In this set, she's gotten probably more kills than she has all season. Terrifically done by her. That one looked like it was just out of bounds. And it's going to be given to USN. Great spike, but it's out of bounds. And it's now 20-15. My apologies there. The score was 19-15 earlier. Now it is 20-15. I jumped the gun on that one. The USN with a 5-point lead, largely had all night. BGA, though, fitting that lead to a 4-point margin. Josie Arnoff comes back in the game. 20-16 is now the score. This is Julianne Santiago. They're just setting up Barberi. Tipped by the defense. That one played right in between Jessica Mullenbach and Josie Arnoff. So BGA creeping their way back into this one. It's 20-17 now. USN can't let the Wildcats get the momentum here. Or at least any more of it, because BGA seems to have some. A little bit of a float serve there. What will USN do with it? Pushed over. Kept alive by BGA.
Impressive play.
That's just what USN's been doing all night. BGA finally getting a taste of it. Won't give it a BGA. USN player touched the net. BGA getting back in this one and posing a real threat to this USN lead. Santiago with another serve. Alviri again. She's all over the place tonight. Playing that left side terrifically. Leah Payne pushed over the net. Really set a touch, and now a spike. That is the kill Payne's been looking for. She led the team in kills against Grace Kister with 11, and she's got another tonight, and now she's getting ready to serve. Charlotte Sigmund now back in the game for Jessica Mullenbach. Difficult to play that one, and it is an ace for USN. Izzy Northman had to track back and could only reach one arm out for that one. Difficult serve to play for Payne.
Yeah, for a moment there I thought BGA might have a comeback, but it looks like they're pretty rattled.
Yeah, BGA started to build a little bit of momentum, but USN showing this game is still in their hands. That one hit the net. BGA failed to get it over. 23-18, and USN could act fast and put this set away in the next few moments. At 2-0, it didn't look like a USN comeback to win the whole match as possible, but now if they can just get 2 more points here, it becomes a whole lot more likely. Galarai on the spike, kept alive, but goes into the student section. Josie Whalen just misjudged that one. It shanks off of her arm. We now have a 4-point set here. USN 2 points away from winning. BGA gonna need a whole lot more. Here comes the Wildcat serve. Arnoff to Burgess. Burgess to Sigmund. Blocked but kept alive. USN do the same. Burgess. A little bit of a miscommunication here. 3 players, Kate Barberi, Josie Arnoff, and Charlotte Sigmund, all wanted that one. None of them came down with it. So BGA making a 3-point game again, 23-20.
It's always hard to have to push your teammate out of the way, but that's what's going to happen if USN wants to be able to get the ball.
And just listen to that crowd, USN, they want to win this set here. When they go back to your point, it must be hard to communicate in a gym this loud too. Hard to call somebody off the ball when the student section, there's a lot of pros of a loud student section, but every now and then it can be difficult to communicate. 24-20, Kendall Burgess on the serve. For the game point, goes out of bounds. The USN going to need to get this set-winning point off of a BGA serve. Let's see if they can do it right here. Serve from Robertson. Burgess now setting up Arnoff. He's been great on these so far. Puts it away. USN gets the point. 25-21. USN have won set 3. The Tigers strongly back into this one. And this is shaping up to be quite the exciting set number 4. USN student section loving it, getting into it, chanting, "Let's go Tigers." We now go into the 3-minute break as we prepare for set number 4. We're just about ready to start the fourth set of this game. Tate Barberi, Charlotte Sigmund, and Ella McQueen are in the front for USN. Josie Arnoff, Leah Payne, and Kendall Burgess in the back. Burgess to serve here to open the set. USN came back last set. They went down 2-0 early in the match. BGA go up 1-0 here. USN was down 2-0. They make a big comeback last set. They looked pretty strong. And they won their first set of the game. Let's see if they can carry that momentum and force set number 5. BJ now struggling for it. Santiago trying to get it over the net. It's played by Arnoff. McQueen with a spike. Good dig there by Santiago to keep it alive. Blocked there. But it lands in USN's side of the court once again. 2-0 Wildcats. Abby Robertson to serve once again. Arnoff over to Burgess. Burgess to Payne. Payne with the spike. Just out of bounds. 3-0 BGA. That spike had a lot of pace and some good direction on it. It just had a little too much power, and it's just gone out of bounds to extend BJ's lead to 3-0. Robertson to serve again. Payne over to Burgess. Barberi now with the spike. Blocked but kept alive. Payne now. That one's kept up. Can Barberi get over? It's blocked. Arnoff pushes that one over. Good recovery there from the Tigers. McQueen now. That one looked like it was going to be a hard spike. She pushed that one over a little more softly than we were expecting. Good work of deception there by McQueen. She turns around, looked like she was going to pass there, and she sends it over. McQueen sending mixed signals to BGA defense. Good strategy there. Barberi tried, when the pass was a little less accurate than she might have hoped for. She tried to get to it, couldn't. McQueen encouraging her team as they go down 4-0 early to try and get back into this one. Arnoff over to McQueen. Burgess trying to get it over as that one hit the net. BGA score again. 5-0. USN might want to call a timeout here soon in order to figure out their strategy and get back into this one.
Yeah, I feel like the communication that was there in the previous set just isn't there right now.
Yeah, last set.
Ella with the nice spike.
Ella McQueen bringing the energy to this team. That's one thing she does really well in both volleyball and basketball. And speaking of basketball, she is getting offers to play college basketball, so we're excited to see her and the rest of the team play once USN basketball season comes around in the next few months. Great block there from McQueen, but it just goes out of bounds. 6-1 now, BGA. Like you were saying, they did seem to have a lot of communication, a lot of cohesion last set. Struggling a little bit here, just not really on the same page. And some inaccurate passes being made. There's another, but Julia especially recovers well. Great spike there. Payne keeps it alive. It hits the ceiling. Burgess plays it back to Payne. Payne over the net. Terrific recovery. That's one thing that USN does tremendously. That ball just on the line. I don't know if I agree with that decision, but of course the referee has a better view than I do. 7-1 is the score. And that's difficult for USN. Just some more bad luck for them here in this set. BJ starting to run away with it. Point now given to USN. The call was switched there. So we apologize, our scoreboard graphic having a lot of changes here. Score is now 6-2, to clarify for all of you. USN still trailing. They trailed by 4 points though, as opposed to 6. Substitution here for BGA. Kiana Rufinai coming in for Bella Rye. That serve hit the net. Charlotte Sigmund, who's been pretty good all around today so far. Little mistake there. And now her fellow junior, Jessica Mullenbach, will take her place. Jessica Mullenbach had the best plus-minus in their game against Grace Christian. She was the only player on the team to have a positive plus-minus in that game. Her plus-minus was 3. That one just out of bounds. And it's ruled inbounds. What's the call there, Remy? BGA gets the point.
it's just on, like, it's on the line. When it's exactly on the line, it can be called as out. It's an unfortunate call.
So it just was ever. It was hard to tell if that was called out or in, or if there was some sort of foul call, but it was ruled to be just on the line. So 8-2 is now the score. Burgess now setting Payne up. Looked like it was going to be a brutal spike there, but it just rolls off her fingertips and hits the net. 9-2 the score now. USN need to come up with an answer soon. They'll get a point of that serve though. That one looked to be almost on the line, but just barely out. Well played by the USN back three to let that one go. Josie Whelan coming in now for Ellen McQuain. Whelan now to serve. Goes way over the net, into the back, but stays in bounds. Whelan now digs that one out. Arnoff from way back gets it over. Here comes the spike from Huntington. Arnoff played from behind the 10-foot line. She continues to spike the ball well. Burgess there. Once again, she's hit the net. BGA gets the point. She's made a terrific effort, but it just doesn't work out. USN just having a lot of bad luck in this set, and unfortunately, it's resulted in BGA with a 7-point lead here. Here comes the serve. Kendall Burgess. Oh, played into empty space. She thought Payne was there. A little bit of a miscommunication. That's the bad luck I'm talking about. Two players who usually communicate exceptionally well. Payne wanted to run behind Burgess. Burgess thought she was right in front of her. Just a little lapse in communication. So now the score is 11-3. USN need to find a way to communicate a little better and make sure their passes are on target if they want to stay alive in this one for another set. Ava, what do you think it's going to take for USN to come back? It's a big deficit here of 8 points. What do you think USN's going to need to do in order to force that fifth set?
I think talking is a big part of it. I don't know. I feel like I'm not completely sure, but I feel like the communication that was there in the past set needs to. I don't even know. Like maybe they needed to time. Maybe the timeout is what they needed. That's my comment.
Timeout definitely could be just what the doctor ordered here. As USN last set, they seem to know exactly where everyone was at every second. Here comes Kaisa Hampton on the serve. Well done by Julia Spencer. She hasn't got as much playing time tonight as she did against FRA, but she was exceptional in that game. Let's see what she can do here. Mullenbach over the net from way back. She tries to get a hand on that one though. Can't keep it in play, and the lead is extended to 12 points for Battleground Academy.
Even if she wasn't able to slow it down enough, Kendall Burgess's block is really useful for slowing down the ball for the defense specialist to pick it up.
Mullenbach over to Burgess. She tries to get it over. She is successful on that one. Blocked by Leah. Over to Kendall. Leah again. Played into space perfectly. 12-14 the score as Leah Payne finds the open space and delivers that ball with surgical precision. 12-14 now is the score. Julia Spessard was talking about earlier all the kills, or all the aces she had, and Leah Payne with another block. She was a block machine late in last week's match. Let's see if she can do some more of the same and try to get her team back into this one. 12-15 or 12-5. Apologies. The score now. That one just inbounds for BGA. They found the open space on that one just like Leah had earlier, and they played it into there perfectly. 13-5 now as Julia Spencer checks out of the game. Kate Barbieri comes in. Julianne Santiago to serve now for the Wildcats. Arnoff over to Burgess. We hear that combination a lot. Barbieri with a spike. Played well by Northman the libero. Another miscommunication there. Barbieri wanted to go for it. Arnoff was in good position for it. Neither of them able to come up with the play they wanted. 14-5 now. Santiago again. Oh, well played by Burgess. Mullenbach misplayed that one. But a real finesse kind of play there from Kendall Burgess. Looked like she's the team setter. She always sets her teammates up well. And that's totally what BGA was expecting from her. And she just turns around, puts it over the net well. Mullenbach. Now Payne puts it over the net. Diving effort from Santiago. She gets to it. And now she pushes it over. Burgess now Barberi again. Blocked. Leah keeps it alive. Kendall Burgess now blocked once again. But a great push from Payne. Great spike there, but Mullenbach is there to dig that one out. On the third hit, here's Rye.
Nice setup for Payne.
Robertson defended well by USN again. Put in the face, and it will go into the crowd. USN get a much needed point there. Great volley there, and when the volley is going back and forth like that, you always want to make sure as the losing team, you don't give it away. You don't want to have all that good effort wasted, and USN certainly did not waste it that time. They get a much needed point, and now Payne is back to serve again. One of the most reliable servers on his team. She's at it again. Northman. Hampton. That spike from Bella Rye was blocked by the net. Sigmund and Barberi didn't need to go up for that one because the net did the work for them. 15-7 is the score now. Great serve by Payne. Looked like it had ace potential. Libero plays it over. Barberi now. Oh, great tip. Played back to Rye. She tips that one just like Barberi had a second ago. Played into open space, just barely kept alive. BGA recover well, just like USN have all day. Another great finesse play to get it over the net right in front of it. Leah over there to Kendall. Kendall back to Leah. She pushes that one from way back. Oh, great block from Charlotte Sigmund. But not great enough. She just jumped a little too early, and it was well played by that front line of BGA. It was kind of like a change-up in baseball. She's expecting a ball with pace on it, and she just barely floated it over the net. Caught her off guard and got the point. So 17-6 now. That ball goes over the scores table as it just rolled off of Josie Aronoff's arm in an unfavorable way. BGA with a 10-point lead. USN in serious need of a big comeback. Kendall now. Back to Tate. Good defense from BGA. Here comes Rye once again. Another great spike, but another great piece of defending from USN. Here comes the third touch from BGA. Kendall Charlotte blocked by the net. 18-7. Coach Cox getting Deanna Magruder to come into the game now for Leah Payne. Again, another player who didn't get any action against Alfred, but she's getting in now and playing in that back line. Bench is excited to see it, and there's another serve from BGA that hits the net. A lot of juniors on his team, and all of Guinness junior teammates excited to see her come in. Josie Wheeler now for Ella McQueen. They need another tall presence up front, and that's exactly what McQueen's going to provide here. Rye once again to spike. Once again, covered well by USN McQueen. With a spike of her own, and BGA, they do the same.
Josie's ready as always.
She's such an excellent passer. She always does a great job in that back row. But that time, the ball just went too far out of bounds. It wasn't close enough for McQueen to be able to get a good effort on it. And you can't fault her for that because that ball was about a foot away from people who were sitting in the crowd. Robertson with the serve. Misplayed by Barberi. Just an unfortunate mistake, and BGA is starting to run away with this one. A 12-point lead for the Wildcats here. What can USN do to conjure up a huge comeback? Barberi tried to set her teammate up there. just missed it. Looked like she was looking for either Josie Arnoff or Ella McLean, but she found a little space in between them, and the ball ended up on the ground. Number 3 gets hit number 3 over the net. BGA extended the lead once again, 22-8. USN once again with a timeout. They need to come up with some serious strategy here in order to get back into this game and have a chance to force a 5th set.
Yeah, I truly believe communication is the key to this game and all sports in general. And I just don't think that was there tonight like it was in previous nights. And I hope they can get it together before the set ends, though.
You're absolutely right. Communication is a huge key for this team. They did it so well in set number 3. Like we were saying earlier, every time there was a set or a pass in the air, everyone knew exactly where they were going. It seemed the team seemed to be almost telepathic.
It was flawless.
It was just about flawless, and it's going to take a lot more of that great communication for USN to find a way to score a whole lot of points in a row. They can only afford to lose 3, and they need to score a lot more than that. So
we'll see what happens.
It's an uphill battle. But they're never a team to back down from a challenge. That one just in bounds. BGA, that is their bread and butter. They find an open spot in that back row and they exploit it. Once again, textbook example of BGA Wildcat Volleyball. Abby Robertson to serve once again for BGA. That one hits the net. And you would think as BGA moves on to their season, they're going to want to find a way. You got to imagine their next practice is going to be a lot of serving. Because they've been nearly flawless in a lot of other departments.
Except for serving.
Arnoff concedes a point there with another serve that hits the net. BGA has been nearly flawless in most departments, but a lot of USN's points have come from poor serves from the Wildcats, so you got to think they're going to work on that in the near future. Bella Rye to serve now. BGA can win the whole match right here. It just takes one more point for this game to be put to bed. Played into open space, especially can't get to it. That is the ball game. BGA win the varsity game by a score of 3-1. They finished this set 25-9, the most lopsided of them all day. But it's been an exciting day of varsity volleyball so far. Lots of evenly matched volleyball played in those first 3 sets. USN showing the perseverance they have as a team. Can be able to try to muster a comeback in his first 2 sets and eventually get over that hill and win the 3rd one. Lots of positive signs, lots of things to build on and to go with moving forward. But still not perfect. They've still got some stuff they need to work out. And we'll see you next Thursday for their next home games. Ava, Remy, any final thoughts?
USN really put up a good fight, but we're really going to need to work on receives and talking so that we can, the next time we play BGA, that we can actually get the ball back up to hit back over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I truly believe this is a fair game and a good match. And I think the Tigers have a long time, or like a lot of time before districts and stuff. So they know what they need to work on and they have time to do it.
Yeah, if USN want to go far in tournament play, they're going to have to face this team again, most likely. And it's going to be a hard matchup, but they know what they've seen now. This is one of the best teams USN's going to see all season. So the fact they put up such a good effort in this one is a positive sign moving forward. I think that's all we got for you today here on USN Sports Network. For Remy and Ava, I'm Reed Murray. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.